All right, so recently my Fluvals FX6 filter in my 125 has been making some crazy loud air bubbling, gurgling noises, and it has been about 2 years since I've done a full service kit on it, so I'm pretty sure it is in desperate need of the FX6 full service maintenance kit. And in today's video, we're just gonna be taking this filter out, showing you how to disassemble it and install all your new O-rings and everything you need to get your FX6 back and working like it should. One time I did take this off without closing the valves. So I ripped this off and water was just it was absolutely terrifying.
That'll make the video.
Let's do it. Oh my God, I can smell it. Oh my God, that's so disgusting. All right, so we're gonna take this out to the backyard because I have not had this filter plugged in and running for about a week and a half. And let me tell you what, it is stanky. Like I was just saying to Max, it feels really good to be back outside doing videos. I feel like this is my element outside in nature. But hey, we're gonna get back to the Fluvals maintenance video. All you realistically need to do your maintenance is gonna be the FX6 maintenance kit and one drill. Obviously on the instructions, they recommend to do it with a regular screwdriver, but I don't have time for that. I just go ahead and set the intensity down to the lowest part it can go, so I don't strip any of the screws getting the impeller out. I'll go over that later, but for now, we're doing this outside, like I said. When it makes those gurgling noises, it makes me and my wife a little nervous that potentially there could be a leak on one of the seals or water could be running. So what I did was I just unplugged it and just let it be until I knew we were maintaining it. But man, oh man, is it stinky. Even the birds don't like the smell of this filter, but we're gonna tear it out. I'm gonna hose her down, get it all back just like it's a brand new filter. I'm not trying to save any biological media in there. I just wanna get it running at peak performance with all fresh new media. So let's crack in, get this thing open and see just how bad it is. So one thing I love about the Fluvals is this quick drain down here. You can just take the little plug out, open up the lever, and it just flows right out. So it gives you time to get all of these top caps out. Man, I wish there was smell-o-vision in YouTube because you guys would be having a great time with us smelling this filter water. First things first, as soon as I took the lid off, you'll notice here that this O-ring has come off. I don't know if it was off in the filter, but that could be one culprit there. After about 2 years, you'll notice all the O-rings in your FX6, they're just gonna wear down just like anything else would. It's not Fluvals' fault, it's not the O-ring being defective. That's just normal wear and tear, and that's why in the maintenance kit, it comes with all your O-rings you need to replace. So I'm gonna set this off to the side to be rinsed, and I'm gonna throw this in the trash pile, and we're just gonna keep on going. Just gonna take this guy out. Luckily, everything looks relatively clean, so I'm just gonna give it a quick little rinse, replace some media in there. It looks like there's a lot of these little snails in here, which is weird. But yeah, change that out, rinse it out. But the main thing we're gonna be working on today, if I can get this all the way drained, it's gonna be this guy right here. So as you can see, this big thing with the FX6 on it is going to be where your impeller sits, and that is likely what's causing my issue of all that gurgling and that air just coming into the filter and just being really, really loud. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna set it on its side here, get our drill here, and like I said, you don't wanna, I don't even know if this is gonna fit. I gotta get the extender. All right, back from our intermission, we have our extended Phillips head, and we're just gonna pop that into our drill there, just like so. Make sure this is on loosen. And like I said before, you don't wanna strip these screws, so do your best to just be gentle with them. Just like so. All right, and then this should just slide off. Now I'm gonna be really careful with these screws. I don't wanna lose them in the rocks. That would be tragic. There we go, we got that. So go ahead, put your screws off into a safe area. I'm gonna pop these on the table. All right, and now we have our maintenance here. Realistically, this is super easy. It was nerve-wracking at first when I first got into this impeller unit, but really, you just pull her on out like that, and there we go, another O-ring that wasn't securely fitted onto there. And as you can see, do you see all those small little scratch marks on the impeller there? That's from sand getting trapped in your filter, getting into the impeller, and over time it damages that magnetic ring on your impeller, and those small little grooves actually cause air bubbles, and it causes the water flow to not be as strong as normal. So getting that replaced every so often is crucial, and that's why we're here today doing those O-rings and this impeller unit. So let's keep on keeping on. Wow, that's so disgusting. I think another reason that smell is there is because if you look in here, you see all those little white specks? Probably not, because it's going to be extremely hard to focus on. This would actually work too. So on the top of this filter unit, you see all these little white specks? I think one of the reasons this smells so bad is this filter was full of small little snails. I put snails in all my tanks. I believe snails are one of nature's best algae eaters, and they help the ecosystem. But I think all of the snails got sucked up into the filter, and they've been living in the filter. So when I unplugged this about a week ago, I'm pretty sure the smell we're smelling is millions of little tiny snails decomposing inside the filter. So we found the source of the smell. Now let's keep rinsing and see where we're at. All right, so we're gonna open up our little kit here, see what we got, make sure we're replacing everything we need to. This is our impeller unit. Let's see if we can compare it here. So as you can see, I don't know if the camera is going to be picking it up, but there's all these little micro scratches on this magnetic impeller. And as you can see, the new one doesn't have all that nonsense on it. So we're going to put our new one aside, and we don't even have to rinse this out. We can just throw this whole unit away because the new unit has everything you need. There's no fiddling or having to screw it apart or anything like that. Yuck that guy over there. So in your impeller kit, the maintenance kit, it comes with instructions, and I just had to reference those so I could be able to better explain it to you. But I was wondering what this little piece was for. I had no idea how it fit in there, and especially what this little metal picker was. And basically, this comes off like so, and I believe this is the applicator tool to put it in. This is the applicator tool to take it off. At the very bottom where your impeller sits into, you're going to take the little hook, go on the side holes, and I already took mine off, but you're going to just pull up and out, and you're going to get a little O-ring and a little doodad thing. I have no idea what that's called. And that is going to be where your impeller sits and where it's anchored to. So we're going to take the old one here. We're going to set that off to the side, just like that. Check our instructions. And yeah, just like I thought, it shows the instructions here as this tube. You don't need the tube. I think what it's saying is this is a way for you to shove it into where it needs to go to click into place. So it really just looks like just putting it in, snapping it in, popping her out. So hopefully it's that easy. We'll see. It was really that easy. My goodness, Fluval makes it so easy. That's one of the main reasons I love this FX6 is it's just easy to work with. And now doing my first full maintenance on it, it is a breeze. So we're just gonna keep on trucking along. We're gonna get our new impeller. And since we just put our new little feet in there, we're gonna take this impeller and wow, that's a stronger magnet, just like so. But we can't forget, there is an O-ring that goes around this. So let's go ahead and not mess that up. Wow, they even label it. So they're saying this is your O-ring for your filter lid. You know, how can you mess that up? They really just label it for you. So I'm assuming we'll have an impeller Motor seal ring, beautiful. Fluval, thank you for labeling all these. I would have probably spent 10 minutes sizing up these O-rings and figuring out where they fit. But since we know this is the motor one, we can go ahead and put it on there. Just like so. Beautiful. And just like that, we installed the new impeller, new O-ring. We're good to go there. I'm gonna set this off to the side. I'm gonna give my sponges a super deep clean. I'm gonna try to get all the little dead snails and sand out of this filter. We'll throw it on a time lapse and just a quick rinse. And then when we come back to the 2 other O-rings, we'll bring it back and we can go over how we're putting those O-rings in. Let's speed up the camera, let's do it. And just like that, we're all rinsed out and cleaned. My goodness, that was the stinkiest fish tank experience I have ever experienced. I don't recommend unplugging and leaving your FX6 full of water for more than 2 weeks like I did. But hey, we had to do it for the video. It's instructional. We're here, we're about it. But I got everything rinsed, basically back to square one. And what we're gonna do now is the last part of the kit. We already did our impeller and our impeller O-ring. The last one is going to be the top lid cover O-ring, which is gonna be your big boy. And then we have the top click fit. I almost read that as Chick-fil-A, I don't know why, maybe I'm hungry. But these are the click fit ones that go on the top of your FX6 lid. So if you see right here, there's 2 O-rings per each little, the in and the out there. And basically we got 4 of these to go in there. So we're going to take both those out, throw them on, put the filter back together and do a quick water change on the 125, and we'll show you everything put back together. Let's do it. Put the camera back on fast mode. We're gonna put the filter media baskets back together, bring it back into the house, do a quick little water change, power this baby back on and see how it's sounding and see if there's any improvement in the flow. Let's get into it. And we're gonna pick it up. Bada bing, bada boom. It is time. We're gonna fill this up with some regular old RO water just to get this filter primed up. I'm not gonna plug it into the tank just yet. I'm gonna do a water change on that 125. It's been a little too long before, and then we'll plug in the FX6, see how it's looking, and we can send you on your merry way to go on and repair your own FX6 filter. All right, we're back inside. We have our FX6 filled up with just pure RO water. The FX6 needs the water in there to get that start going. But while we get that filter into position, this tank is overdue for just a quick water change. I'm not trying to do a full maintenance on it. I just know that it's been running one filter down. So I just want to use our CJ Ultra Zero pump here to quickly do about a 50% water change while I get the FX6 plugged in. The only other thing I need to do to finish that process is, since the filter was off for so long, there is still stinky water inside the inlet and outlet tubes. So while this is draining, I'm gonna get a bucket underneath there, let all that water out, plug in our new FX6, give the glass a quick scrape, and this tank is gonna be refreshed and looking phenomenal. So let's get this in there and start draining some water. All right, well, after the stinkiest filter maintenance day of my life, we were able to get the FX6 all changed out. We got new O-rings in there, we got a new impeller in there, we cleaned out our hoses, did our quick water change, and now it's time for the moment of truth. Let's plug her in and see if she works. Wow. All right, so I can immediately hear that it is a lot louder of a water flow. Before, when I was doing maintenance on this, it was not that strong, so I'm really happy that it's back to its full peak FX6 operation, and quite frankly, it's making me want to go ahead and replace my second FX6 and just do that impeller over again, because that's a lot more water. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. Hopefully you were able to learn how to maintenance your FX6 and do it along with me through this video. It's not that hard of a process for the results that you get with improved water quality and clarity. Till next time, guys, this is Trev Tanks. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Later.